Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, we're doing a budget book reveal for the 2023. So without further ado, let's go. So guys, this is part 2 of my budget setup for 2023. Part 1 video was setting up my binders and my envelopes, so I'm gonna link it down in the box below and also in the corner up above. So today's video is kind of part 2 where I'm revealing my budget book and showing you what I'm doing a flip through, setting up some new goals. So yeah, let's start. So first, the background of this story. I made this budget book somewhere in the middle of the year when I had the time, and I decided to kind of bind it into a book, but then I forgot, so then I just printed the pages out. I bought a little journal and just glued the pages in there, so it's kind of very thick now because when you glue in pages it kind of doesn't close anymore, but it's fine. I have 6 months worth of journal in here, and then I have another journal for the other 6 months of the year. It was very important for me to get a journal that had a spiral because I prefer spirals over regular notebooks. But yeah, let's do a quick flip through. We're going to set up the budget, the sinking funds goals, the financial goals for the year, etc. So yes, the first page is just my name, and then this is kind of the intro, budgeted out for 2023. So first 2 pages, let me quickly check if it's in frame. Yeah, it's in frame. So the first 2 pages is year at a glance. So we have each month, so January through December, and then we have the income, the change in income, expenses, the change in expenses, and then sinking funds grand total and the change. So the change is meant from month to month, so we're gonna fill these in at the end of each month, and we'll see then at the end of the year how our year went. And then next is our little subscriber tracker. I made this myself this year, and we will kind of use this method now. So we have the start of the year amount, end of the year, and the change. And then we have on the y-axis the amount of subscribers, and then on the x-axis we have the month. So at the end of each month, we're gonna fill in the corresponding amount. So next we have just a yearly calendar. This is once again from January to December, and then we have a financial goals page. We have space for 5 financial goals, the deadline, and when it's finished. So let me do a quick flip through, and then we go back to this page and we'll fill them in. So next we have sinking funds goals. So we have 6 different sinking funds. We have the category, the goal, the deadline, and when it's finished, and you have 15 icons for each sinking fund. So we have leaves, hearts, teardrops, little piggy banks, coins and money pouches, bubbles and stars. So you can use this in whatever way you want. And then next page is the balances for 2023. This is a system I used before. So this is category, beginning of the year, end of the year, and the change, and then here the grand total. So here I will write down all my sinking funds, and then we will count them at the beginning of the month, end of the month, and then we'll see the change. And then we have 2 pages dedicated to quarter savings. So each rectangle holds 1 quarter. So quarter 1, 2, 3, and 4. So here it's split into grand total and the change from the previous quarter in euros, and then change from the previous quarter in percentages. We have the category, the total, the change, and the percentage change. So category is going to be probably short-term sinking funds, long-term sinking funds, and savings, miscellaneous, and others. So I think those are the 3 kind of large categories I'm going to stick with. But yeah, so we will fill these in at the end of every quarter. And then we have kind of the monthly layout. So monthly layout from month to month doesn't change, and I'm going to show you just the first month, and then yeah, it stays the same for the end of the year. So we have the first kind of beginning page of each month. We have January here, and each month's gradient circle is different. So let me quickly maybe show you February if I can find it. Yeah, so February has a different gradient, and so on and so on. And then we have a little 4 post-it notes for month at a glance. I can use this for whatever I see fit, either January goals or maybe a look back on what I managed to do and succeed in January, maybe something I need to work on going forward. So I will fill this in as I see fit, every budget with me monthly video. So that's the first page. Then the second page, nothing really new. It's the calendar. We have Mondays to Sundays. That's how I like to set up my budget. We have the legend for the categories and then the dates. You will use this probably to set up big pay dates, big events. And yeah, I like to also keep track of where I need to spend, save, what I need to spend, save, where am I gonna go, and yeah, so that's the monthly layout. And then we have the monthly balances. So the layout is the same, category, beginning of month, end of month, and change, and then the grand total. And here we have all of my categories listed in alphabetical order. So yes, and then we have kind of a new fact. We didn't have this type of let's say overview in my previous budget. So we have an overview for budgeted actual change amounts, change from last month, and percentage of income. So we have a category dedicated for total income, and then it's split into paychecks, side hustle, and unexpected, and then total expenses, and it's split into cash envelopes, short-term sinking funds, long-term sinking funds, savings, miscellaneous, and others. So in the beginning of the month, I will write down the budgeted or the projected amounts. Then at the end of the month, the actual, then the change from last month, and percentage of income. So for example, how much of my income was from paychecks, some side hustles, unexpected, and then from expenses, how much percent of my income went into cash envelopes, and So this is kind of more for me, and then just to see overview, and then closeout will be total income, total expenses, savings, and sinking fund grand total. So it's going to be the amount, the change from previous month, and the change from previous month in percentages. So this is kind of also for me. This will help me fill in my Excel sheet, which I keep in my computer. So yeah, that's, I think, kind of all for this page. And then we have this kind of total expenses page for each week. So I'm still keeping my weekly budget. So we will have the category expenses, so total, change from previous week, and a percentage of weekly income. Then we have a weekly total of expenses and some notes. So I implemented this page to kind of have this overview once again for me to keep track of all of my expenses for my Excel sheet, and also percentage of weekly income to see how much of my income I spend weekly on which categories, and change from previous week to see maybe which weeks I spend more, and see the correlation, maybe depending on this time of season, week of month, etc. So these two stay the same. These are expense sheets, category, date, amount, and notes. And then we have the weekly kind of breakdown. We have the weekly budget page, which you will probably see in my weekly budget videos. We have budgeted and actual columns in each of these, and we have income. Then we have cash envelopes. We have savings and miscellaneous, sinking funds, which both hold the short term and the long term, and other categories. And then we have a bill breakdown. I will keep this page for myself just to know which bills I need for my cash stuffings. And I have in each month, I think from 4 to 5 sheets of these. So this once again goes in a loop. So we have total expenses, weekly budget, total expenses, etc. And that goes until the end of January, and then we hit February, and it's the same layout from month to month. And once, as I said, we have from January till July, I think, in this journal. And then once we end July, I will go back into a different journal. So here we have March with a different gradient. So that's kind of the layout budget for my new budgeting book for 2023. I hope you like it. I worked really hard on it. It took me a really long time to make it in a way that I needed, because I made it kind of for my budget. But yeah, let's quickly set up the goals, and then we can finish up with this video. So for financial goals of 2023, I have some goals. So my first, no, let me keep it like this actually. So my first goal is to have at least 30,000 euros yearly income, have at least 30,000 euros yearly income. So I don't know if we will hit it. I calculated technically I should, not sure, we'll see. So the deadline is technically 31st December 2023, and then we will see if we can actually hit this. So next is have at least 2,000 euros in my 30/4/30 envelope, and the deadline for that is also the 31st of December next year. So we currently have a little over 1,000. We should be able to hit this, but we don't know. Maybe I'll focus on other envelopes throughout the year and forget about this. We don't know. So my third financial goal for the new year is have at least 1,000 euros in my retirement savings at the end of the year. So this year our goal was 500, we hit it, so we are upping that goal this year, and the deadline date is also the 31st of December next year, so we'll see for that. And then my fourth one is to save at least 6 months emergency fund. So I do believe we currently have a full 1 month worth, and our goal currently is 3 months, but I hope we hit that and we manage to hit 6 full months at by the end of the next year, so 31st of December 2023. And then for financial goals, that's kind of all. I'm keeping this the fifth one blank. Maybe I'll have a new goal somewhere in the during the year, so we can fill that in, but for now these are the goals here. And then specifically for sinking funds goals, we will have 4, and 2 of them kind of are already mentioned in the one previously, but yes. So for this one, we will use emergency. So that's the one I said previously, to have 6 months worth of emergency fund. So that is, I don't actually know the goal amount. I will fill this in when I know the specific amount. I just don't want to write it out later, but the deadline is the 31st of December next year, and we will color in these as we go. So technically, if you have 15 icons, you can, for example, go maybe every month or every week or maybe every quarter, depends on how you want to fill these in. But yeah, so each one had 15. That was a goal number 1 for sinking funds. And then I will probably use let's do the hearts. 30/4/30 will have the hearts, and the goal there is 2,000, and that is until the end of the year once again. And then our third goal is Christmas. So for Christmas, I want to save 600 euros, and I want to be finished by the 31st of October, so I have enough time during Black Friday and all of those discount times to shop. So I want to hit it by the 31st of October, which I think is doable. So we'll see how that goes. And then the fourth sinking funds goal I have currently, once again, maybe I will hit have different sinking funds goal come up during the year, but for now I am writing down Maldives, which is my trip for in February. So I want to save, I think, 1,950 euros. That was the goal until the 15th of February. So we'll see if I hit that. It's coming sooner than expected. I also have other travel expenses come out that I might need to use that money for, so we don't know, but that's kind of the goal I have for now. And then I have 2 leftover spots for sinking funds for any goals I might have during the year. But yes, those are the kind of the big goals I have for the new year, and then all of these sheets we will fill in when the time comes. Also for January, I will put in my January goals in the January budget with me video, so stay tuned for that one. But for today's video, that was all. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you enjoyed my little new budget book and my layout, and I am very proud of it. It, as once again, took me a very long time to make, and I can't believe that I'll get to use it. Something that's my creation and something that I made starting from my brain. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. Once again, please give it a like if you did. Consider subscribing to my channel. We have fun over here. Leave in the comments down below maybe some of your financial goals you have for the new year, maybe some sinking funds goals or whatever you want to share with us. But yeah, I hope you have a wonderful week, day, morning, evening, wherever you are, and I hope to see you in the next video. Bye!